Welcome to another episode of Sales in Action. Listen, this is your man Jamel, and today we are going to continue focusing on sales fundamentals. I hope you guys have been checking out the last couple videos. We kind of got this thing going on this week where we're really dealing with some of the basic sales fundamentals that you need for sales success. This is day 3 of this process. Again, if you haven't watched the first 2 videos, highly recommend you check those out. Today, we're going to be focusing on building your sales skills for success. We're going to be talking about one of the most important elements of the sales process, building rapport with your prospects. Listen, this is something that we've touched on before. I keep coming back to it because I firmly believe that rapport is one of the building blocks for success for all salespeople, and we all need to know how to do this effectively. So let's jump right into it. Building rapport is critical to establishing trust and credibility with your prospects. So, what happens is when you build rapport, you create a connection with your prospect that can help you better understand their needs and their preferences. And it also helps to increase the likelihood of a successful sale. So often, so many salespeople bypass rapport and they focus solely on services, features, and benefits. By doing that, you don't separate yourself from your competition. In fact, the only thing that you do is let the prospect know is that the only thing that matters is the price. So what they end up doing is looking for the least expensive service, features, and benefits that they can find. But when you build rapport, you set yourself apart. And like I said, what rapport does is it increases the likelihood of a successful sale. I need you guys all to remember this sales in action tip. People buy from people they like. Make yourself likable. How do you do that? You do that by building rapport. So, how do you build rapport effectively? Let me drop some tips for you guys to keep in mind. Here's the first thing: listen actively. When you're talking to a prospect, right, you want to make sure that you're really listening to what they're saying. So here's what I always say: listen with the intent to understand. Don't listen with the intent to reply. So often, salespeople are so consumed and concerned about where they're going to go next, what they're going to say next, and you miss the important information that the prospect, that the client is giving you. But when you listen with the intent to understand, 9 out of 10 times, they will tell you exactly what you need to know to close the deal. Listen for their needs. Listen for their pain points. Listen for things that they're interested in and demonstrate that you're hearing them by asking follow up questions based on the information that they're giving you. Get engaged in the conversation. Make yourself different. Here's the second thing: find common ground. What you need to do is you need to look for areas of shared interest or experiences that you can bond over with your prospect. Listen, the days of building rapport over the weather or the game last night, man, that stuff doesn't work. You have to find common ground. Find something that actually interests you based off of what they're saying and build off of that. Go back to one of the foundations. And I just said it a couple minutes ago. People buy from people they like. How do you make yourself likable? Get involved in the conversation. Find something that you guys can bond over and then build off of that. This can be anything from a shared hobby to a mutual acquaintance. But the only way you get to that point is by having the conversation with the prospect. Get outside the box. Don't be afraid to talk to them. Here's the third tip I'm going to give you: mirror your prospect's body language or their communication style if you're over the phone sales, right? This can help your prospect feel more comfortable and connected with you and can help you build rapport more quickly. So I'm from up north, right? Northerners tend to talk very, very fast. So if I have a northerner, whether I'm face to face or over the phone, I'm going to mirror their tone of speech. So my speech may be a little bit faster. In the South, they talk a little bit slower. So if I'm talking or dealing with somebody from the South, I might, in order to mirror their communication style, I might slow down my speech a little bit more, right? You have to understand sales is psychological. So you have to be able to do the things that your prospect is doing. It gains you so much trust and gets you farther in the sales interview than you can ever imagine. Here's the last thing I want to leave you with. And to me, this is one of the most important things: Be authentic. Building rapport isn't about being fake or insincere, and we see that so often in the sales industry today. Guess what? Your prospect can see it. So be authentic. It's about being genuine and building a real connection with your prospect. Sales is about relationships. So when I'm real, when I'm genuine, and I'm actually striving to build a real connection with this prospect, what I'm trying to do is build a relationship with them. So I don't get a sale from them one time. I build a relationship with them so that whenever they need something, they're constantly coming back to me. Check this out. By following these tips, what you do is you build rapport with your prospects more effectively, and you increase your chances of getting a sale, of closing the deal. And that should be your goal. Listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. For those that have been watching these videos, this is day 3 of Sales in Action, Sales Fundamentals. If you haven't watched the first 2 videos, highly recommend you check them out. They're all listed in the playlist, Sales Fundamentals. What my hope is that you found this episode helpful and informative. Tune in tomorrow for more tips and strategies for sales success. Again, this is your man Jamel with Sales in Actions. And don't forget, subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'll check you guys out next time.